I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
All right, we're here, right? Go ahead and donate if you would like, but it doesn't matter if you donate. I don't care about y'all donating anymore. I don't care about that. I ain't gonna be monetized anyway. So let me go ahead though and just knock this out the park. First of all, game changer. The title of your video. The title of your video, and this is what people talk about: shame, blame, and explain. Right? Shame, blame, and explain. See, people think shame, blame, explain (SBE) is some, oh, well, Big J, I'm gonna use that as an example. I can't, well, you're shaming, blaming people right now. No, 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 no. Shame, blame, explain is only reserved for men who who's arguing from the position of weakness, and that's what you just did. And y'all are in an embarrassment. As a black man, I view a lot of you Negroes as an embarrassment. Now, the title of your video is Black Women Trying to Use the Jrello Situation to Stop Black Men from Traveling. Negro, there's not one black woman that's going to stop you from doing any goddamn thing. Why? Because you're a grown ass man. Let me say this again, game changer. Let me say this again to you. Nobody, there ain't not no woman on this planet that's going to stop you from traveling. Especially a woman on the internet, especially a black woman on the internet, is not going to stop you from traveling. And let me say this too right now, because like some of y'all can't comprehend. A lot of y'all have a comprehension problem over here. Y'all's comprehension is bad. The problem is not you traveling overseas. The problem is not you traveling overseas and find you a woman. That's not the problem. The problem is you like to shame, blame, and explain on why you travel. I have a problem with that. You sit there, a lot of y'all in the SYSBM community, a lot of y'all in the MGTOW community, a lot of y'all within the Passport Pro community, y'all do this all the time. Especially SYSBM in the Passport Bro, especially y'all two groups. Y'all do this every time. Y'all go to other groups of women. Y'all leave the women that y'all are a part of, go to the other groups of women, and then come back to the women who you left and say they ain't shit compared to women that you claim you're with. So that's why, if you go to the link of my of Razor Ray's live stream, because I put 2 links in the description box. I put 2 links in the description box. I got on the panel and I asked Gamechanger this question: do you love yourself? That's a fundamental question that Gamechanger do not want to answer. It took 5, 6, 7 seconds with hesitation for Gamechanger to answer that. He hesitated. He didn't say, no, I love myself. No, he didn't. He said he hesitated. And some of y'all say, well, Big J, you on that Dr. Phil shit. No, it's not about being Dr. Phil. See, a lot of y'all who are in this space, whether y'all are manosphere, y'all, you red pill communities, I noticed something. Y'all don't love yourself. Every argument you raise is under the position of weakness, which is brought about your insecurity and your low self-esteem. Now, I know as a black man, I know as a black man that we are, we as black men, we got a thing that's not, we got stereotypes and thing, in history of this, that, and the third, which I'm not going to talk about, and I'm not going to use the 400 years of slavery and all that, because I won't use that for me. See, a lot of you Negroes in this space will hang your hat on we were slaves, hang your hat about Jim Crow, hang your hat about this, that, and third, hang about all this what happened in the 1970s, rather than working about what's going on now. Y'all, a lot of y'all are nihilists. A lot of y'all in this space is nihilistic. That's why some of y'all really want to whoop my ass, and none of you niggas, you can't do that anyway. Not even if you tried. And some of you niggas, I'm thinking about making an example out of two of y'all. But anyway, but people tell me don't do it, Big J, don't do it. See, the problem is you niggas don't love yourself. You don't like yourself. And most of y'all's opinions about the world is predicated on how the black woman feels about you. Let me say that again. Your attitude about the world is based upon how the black female, the black American woman, the black British woman, the black Canadian woman feels about you, rather than how you feel about yourself. See, game change, and then game change. You talk about black women, and then you try to put heat off on you mad about how people are reacting to Jrello. You know, you better be glad I didn't bring up the other thing that happened to you years ago. Game changer. You better not. You better be happy I didn't bring up the other incident when you was down here in was it Austin? You was in Austin, Texas when this issue happened. Game changer. Now I ain't gonna speak on it, but everybody who been here a long time ago, before 2000 and before I said before the pandemic, some of us who've been here before the pandemic knows about your issue with women, because you, game changer, had a similar situation with a female YouTuber. The same situation happened with that Jrello's going through. And then you try to speak on it. You try to defend Jrello, talk about black women, this, that, and third. Now, whether that is true or not, I used to believe her. I used to believe her, and the reason why I did believe her, based on how you talk, based on how on your attitude, based on your demeanor. But then again, who knows? Game changer. Who knows what really went on behind them closed doors with that girl? But I do know this: you had no business trying to, people who know your history. I find it very ironic you try to bring that up. You try to speak about Jrello when everybody can see Jrello's crime. Everybody can see Jrello on World Star Hip Hop. People can see Jrello on Instagram. People can see Jrello on Twitter. And everybody see the same footage. I saw the unedited footage on Twitter. The unedited footage. Okay? The man went ahead and slapped that woman's side, went upside that woman's head. Or because he was horny, because he wants some pussy and he wasn't getting it. See, we need to talk about this space and how the manosphere, and I know what y'all gonna say. Well, we don't consider ourselves manosphere. No, look up the terminology. Manosphere. We say a loose collection of men, and it's a subgroup. Passport Bros is the subgroup of the manosphere. You talk like a duck, walks like a duck. But anyway, the point is this, right? You can't complain about Keisha. Some of you niggas come online complaining about the Keisha and talking about the black bitch, and the black bitch did this and she did that. She didn't go, her bad attitude, why she turned you down. How come she wasn't acting right? And a lot of you Negroes are not that bright. You're not. How can you say that it's all her fault when she's half of the population? Because no, I'm not here to be no blue pill simp. But the thing I want to sit here and tell a lot of you niggers on here. She did not create a thing. She didn't create the condition in a vacuum. Keisha did not create the problem within the vacuum. And the thing is, the way I see it, some of y'all actually created these Keishas. And y'all don't want to sit there and be man enough to admit, yeah, man, I fucked up with Sarah. I fucked up with Kim. I fucked up with Tarara. I fucked up with this person, this woman, that woman over here. I fucked up with her. And y'all don't want to admit that shit. Y'all think, and that's a problem with this space, with the manosphere as a whole. It always attracts, back then, I'm gonna use this back then when like the manosphere was quote unquote new. I want to say 2006, 2007, when the manosphere was new. I'm talking about myself. I was attracted by changing laws and doing all that, right? Until Tommy Sotomayor and the Black Manosphere 2.0 showed up, and y'all turned into let's bash Keisha over the head, and the black woman ain't shit, blah blah. We hate single mothers. When half you niggas created single mothers, half you niggas created single moms. Yet y'all want to tell everybody else don't date single mothers. When half you niggas created one. But like I said, this space attracted ex-cons. It attracted rapists, child molesters. This space attracted, wife beaters and abusers and so and such and such and such and such. And it's not just the black manosphere; it's the entire manosphere as a whole attracts certain men who claim that they're for men's rights, right? When they're actually is trying to find cover for the immorality. They're trying to make excuses for their misdeeds. They're trying to seek forgiveness for their sins. Scratch that. They're trying to escape from accountability from their sins. That's what the manosphere what it is now. That's why you have some people who came from the manosphere is trying to destroy it. That's why you got some people who came from the manosphere, from the original manosphere, and tried to destroy the manosphere of today. Because see, a lot of you missed the fucking point. And it's like what's happening now. Gamechanger, you're missing the point. People travel, black men should travel because he needs to experience the world. Black men need to experience the world. Ain't nothing wrong with a man to want to explore the world. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't come online trying to use quote unquote Mangling and use Becky as a barometer against the black woman at home for the black woman's sins and wretchedness, when in reality you also are full of sin. You are also wretched. You are all there is no, you got your patterns had blemishes. There's blemishes on your record. Anybody can look up the book of life and read what you would read about you. There's blemishes in your catalog. See, a lot of you niggas in this space want to have things both ways. You expect Keisha to act different when you act the same as that heifer over there. You act the same as that heifer. Now I'm using the term heifer to use y'all's terms, not mine. That's why I'm using the term bitch. I'm not calling women bitches, but I'm using y'all's words, not mine. And Game Changer. How many women that you had on YouTube wise you mistreated? With the exception of old girl whose name I'm not gonna bring up. Because I'm not trying to dig that situation back up. But what about what you did to Sweet Melody then? Or the Jessica X? Some of these women warned Sweet Melody about you. Even I warned her about you. Even when you was when you was a regular on my panel, Game Changer. How many times I have to tell you on my channel? Because you used to be in 2017, 2018, you was a regular on my channel. Even back then, you had a wrench, right? You had a wrench at this point. I took your wrench from you though, but because the thing is, Game Changer, you're no innocent person. This ain't some kid who dealt with a bad hand, and he said, well, I'm gonna go over here where I'm accepted at. That ain't you. You're not that person. You're not a person who sit there and who have bad luck at dating. See, there are some men who have bad luck in dating. Okay? There's some men who got bad luck in dating. It's the wrong woman. His expectation did not meet her expectations, and he comes from the wrong side of the tracks. Blue, whoa, 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 whoa. Or he's chasing the wrong woman of a different economic bracket. That's something that doesn't happen. It's not what you, Jrello, or anybody else in the Passport Pro have that problem. Y'all don't have that problem. Half of y'all don't have that problem. Y'all problem is you think it's okay to exploit certain people. Because you cannot exploit the people here, you think it's easier to exploit those outside of the confines of Western society. So it's easier to go to Brazil. It's easier going to Colombia. It's easier to go to the Caribbean. It's easier going to the global South, Africa, Thailand, Bangladesh, India. It's easier to go to the global South and try that. Most of y'all go to countries in the global South just like the white man goes to the global South to extract resources. What y'all do the same thing. Y'all extract the resources, which is womanhood over there. And no, don't come to me talking about, well, Big J, what you mean women is a resource? Yes, women are a resource. Yes, women are a. If you want to look at it from that logic, women are a resource. Now, I don't like to think like that. I don't think like that because I think that's that's transactional, which is another issue. I got a problem with you. But women are not it's something to be used, and women should not be carted off as a as a to be exploited. See, I travel. Believe it or not, I travel, right? But when I travel, I'm not looking for sex. So, and you don't see no black woman telling me, no, no. You know why? Because my reason to travel is based upon other things than sex. You see, you can't go. See, a lot of you passport bros will say, and you SYSBM dudes are talking about, yeah, man, I'm going overseas because I'm going over, I'm crossing the border because I want me a traditional woman. Y'all got to define what is traditional. Define that for one, and second, why go overseas? I'm talking about the logic of this. I'm talking about the logic. Why go overseas when y'all can't go to Wyoming, Montana, states that have more women than men? There are some areas in Wyoming and yes, Montana and Idaho where there are three women to one man, and most of those women are mostly traditional. And that's to you SYSBM guys. You want to talk about Stargates and we need to seek a white woman because a black woman ain't shit. Blah, woo, 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 woo. Why don't y'all go there instead? Why don't you go to Utah? Let me put Utah into that. Y'all can't do that. And one thing about it, y'all got, and one thing that really pisses me off about y'all is that y'all sound like fucking victims. Y'all sound like victims. I thought you supposed to be the black man. I thought you supposed to be the baddest man on the planet. If you the baddest man on the planet, the man whose back is sweat, whose back, his aches, his pains created the this country, the United States of America. Y'all say that in 1 minute, but then y'all complain. Then y'all shame, blame, and explain. Y'all weak. You're weak-minded. Y'all can't grasp. Y'all can't. First of all, some of y'all can't articulate yourselves well, and then some of y'all can't. Some of y'all claim that y'all can read, but then y'all can't comprehend what the fuck you're reading. Y'all can't read. Y'all can't even articulate and comprehend. So what woman is going to sit there and spend her time and effort with you when you can't comprehend simple English? There's somebody on my who keeps commenting to me talking about, well, Big J, you're against this, you're against that. Can, like, you read the title. You got a jackass right now who can't read a title and understand what the fuck I was saying. Oh, Big J trying to make trying to include everybody into the manosphere. That's not what I said. Can you read the title of the video? If you can't read the title of the video and understand what and look at what I actually said, typed, you might just in those in what you said, what you accused me of, and what I actually said don't even match. See, you can't comprehend. So what woman is going to sit there knowing the fact you can get her pregnant? You got the potential of getting her pregnant, whether you have safe sex or not. You know, you laid up with this woman. Any woman in her right mind is going to look at you and say no. Some women gonna look at you and laugh at you. Some women will look at you and say you are a creep. Now, game changer. Back to you. Remember when you said on Razor Rays, when you was talking to Uncle Rico, and Uncle Rico says something to the fact of, about exportation. Remember that conversation? This shows me you're not a good person. You are not. You're not a good person at all. And yes, I'm making a judgment. Because you sit there and said you got three or four prostitutes. I forgot how many it was. You said you got, it was more than one prostitute. But yet you said you paid them $5 each to run a race in order to win a certain amount of money. Knowing the fact that these prostitutes live in a condition that they have no other choice but to be a prostitute. Most prostitutes don't want to be a prostitute. Most of them don't. And then you try to equate that to OnlyFans. The OnlyFans. An OnlyFans woman and a prostitute on the street of Colombia or on the streets of fill in the blank country are not the same. And you try to do that weak ass argument. There are many women who got jobs who's on OnlyFans. There are some YouTubers. Some of y'all might be surprised. There's a female YouTubers who's on OnlyFans. They're not on OnlyFans because they're forced to. The economics isn't forcing them. Some of these women who are on OnlyFans are doing it out of their own sexuality. That's the difference. There is no pimp. There is no agency that hires these women to be prostitutes and woo. No, nigga. The women on OnlyFans do that on their own visit, and then the women on OnlyFans, they're not having sex with anybody else. For the better part of them is not having sex with neither one of the men who is paying for their services. It's between a digital screen. It's not in person. So for you, Game Changer, to make that statement, trying to equate OnlyFans with a prostitute in these third world countries is an asinine, yeah, I said it, an asinine argument. I gotta repeat that. It's an asinine argument at best. It's an asinine argument. One don't have to do with the other. No, that is a non-secular argument. But let's go right back to those prostitutes that you said you want to race, right? See, everything about you, Game Changers, like everything is transactional. You think money brings happiness. You think, Game Changer, you think everything surrounds is led by your wallet. Everything is transactional with you. Everything is transactional. And that's why I asked that question on Razor Ray's channel. Do you love yourself? When was the last time, Game Changer? I'm talking to you directly now. When was the last time you've been, and I hate to use this term. I hate to use this term, but I'll use it. Vulnerable with a woman. When was the last time you've been vulnerable with a woman? Or vulnerable with anybody? And when I said vulnerable, I'm not talking about some Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King, Dr. Phil, them, daytime TV show archetype. I'm talking about you being human. When was the last time you been a human being? Game Changer. When was the last time you been human? And you know what? That question needs to be asked to the MGTOWs, these so-called these latter-day MGTOW idiots, the MGTOWs that came after 2014, the MGTOWs that came here right after when Tommy Sotomayor claimed he was a MGTOW. I'm talking about them. When the last time you niggas have been human? Been actually a human being with actual thoughts and actual feelings and actual, none of y'all are. That's why women look. That's why American women, British women, Canadian women, French women, women from the Western world don't look at y'all in a way to be loved. See, some of these women, a lot of these women are scared of y'all because y'all put out this idea of being an asshole is something to be proud of. You got somebody talking about I'm MGTOW and I love to be hated. Saying that stupid ass tagline. I'm the guy that loves to be hated. No nigga, you think being hated is a flex. Being hated is not a flex. It's one thing to stand on your own principles and when it's time to be take a stand and be unpopular, but to sit there and take pride in being hated. Yeah, I'm glad I'm hated. Who in the right mind say that shit? Game Changer. You go around YouTube talking about fat women. Fat women are this. Black women are fat. Blah, 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 blah. This woman's fat. But how can women can listen to you in a favorable light when all you do is say this one's fat and she's undateable. When some women say you are on the chunky side too. Nah, their words, not mine. Some of these women said you are on the chunky side, and this is the hypocrisy of it. If women are fat, right, and some women are fat, and if you are fat, right, what makes you want to judge them? You know, if you was a guy that goes to the gym, you're a guy who goes to the gym, you're muscle bound and everything else. Most muscle bound men don't talk about fat women. Most men who are in shape don't talk about fat women. You know why they don't talk about fat women? Because he got options. See, I'm about to go here with this when game changing. I'm talking about you because this is based on what you said to me on Sweet Melody's channel a year or so ago, right? This is based on what you said on Sweet Melody's channel, and I'm telling you this, I'm bringing this up again. Sweet Melody had you on the panel, and you're talking about fat women, and then when I asked the question, or I think there was a woman too that asked you this question, and she's talking about what do you look like, and that's the problem. How are you going to talk about women being fat when you're big too? You see, a muscle bound athlete of NFL, NBA, you know, somebody who's very in shape, they're not going to talk about big women because he got options. You, on the other hand, won't want want to be treated as that muscle bound man. But the problem is women who are fine, and friendly, feminine, fit, and friendly. The refs, I know that Kevin Samuels thing y'all keep bringing up. Fine, fit, friendly, whatever. I forgot. The refs. You can't get those women, so you're mad because you got no options, or you think you got no options. So instead of you going to work on yourself, instead of you getting some skills and resources, and that's my problem with the manosphere space, right? Ever since Tommy, nobody talks about skills and resources. Anytime somebody brings up a skill or resources, or they educate men about skills and resources, it get talked down and everything else. That's why the manosphere needs to be destroyed. But that's a whole other, that's why I say the manosphere is not really for men. The red pill community is not really for men. It's for bums and clowns. That's what it really is there for. Anytime somebody talk about skill, and then I like to ask these niggas, what type of job you got? They won't tell you the job, but they tell you everything about their ex-wife pussy, though. They tell you the inside of her ass, or how her titties are, but they won't tell you about the skills and resources they attain. You see how idiotic the red pill community is, the manosphere is. They want to shame, blame, explain about the woman, yet they won't sit there and cheer on the accomplishments of the things that they attain, and create avenues for this person to get there, to have the same results that they have. I want y'all to understand that part. But back to you, Game Changer, and those who think like you. Nigga, you hate yourself. This ain't no joke. I'm not joking. Game Changer, you hate yourself. Everybody can see it. But they don't want to admit that. You hate yourself. And the problem is, and the reason why y'all need to be stopped, and I forgot to do that video on the Anton. I'm gonna use this thing on Anton. Y'all need to be stopped because the message that y'all putting out in the world is that every woman is a potential enemy. And because you're doing that, and I remember when Hardcore Tito said he has 12-year-olds listening to him. I remember when Tito said that shit the other day. Because the reason why I mentioned Tito's name, because the master teacher BGS kept mentioning me and Tito. And I'm listening to Tito talking about, well, there's people on here listening to me ever since I'm 12, ever since they were 12. And I believe that. There are some teenagers who are listening. There are people in their teenage years listening to grown people bullshit. Listening to bums, listening to losers online about their niggas who are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s complaining about their dating or the lack of getting a girlfriend and the lack of getting married, the lack of the continuous narrative of black women, or women in general, being this, that, and the third. When in reality, when you sit there and look into their souls, they got blotches in their souls as well. So when they do that, young men is going to look at this 12-year-old girl, 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl and say, oh, she's just like those quote-unquote bitches that Tommy been saying. That 13-year-old girl is like the bitch that Anger Man talks about. That's the danger that needs to be stopped. That's why I want the manager to be stopped, because we're getting young boys assaulting and demonizing girls their age. When these girls hadn't even grown up yet. That's why it needs to be stopped. If you can't comprehend that, then there's something wrong with you. For real. If you can't comprehend what the fuck I just said, there's something wrong with you. It's not about being a blue pill simp. There is no woman I'm after. I'm not after a woman. I ain't trying to sleep with a woman. But there's something that I do want. And I'm going to get it. In order to make things right. See, the problem is with you niggas who've been online talking about child support. You niggas online talking about Keisha and her hair weave. But y'all won't talk about why boys don't get educated in high school. You got all this power of social media. And every time I talk about it, y'all try to change the subject about the bitch. Y'all word, not mine. I ain't calling no woman a bitch, but I'm using y'all's terminology. You got idiots like this clown, right? You got idiots like this stupid ass clown trying to speak. When the last time Anger Man talks about education for young for young men and boys. When the last time Angry Man talk about skills and resources? Yet y'all rolled out the red carpet for Angry Man. That's all y'all do. Real men solve problems. And every time I try to solve a problem, back then, I'm going back to 2014 with Tommy Sotomayor. When I was trying to talk to goddamn hoe-ass BGS Igmore. If you are an intellect, BGS Igmore, you should know the answer to the problem. Instead of feeding me with an outdated concept of the Moynihan report. Y'all took this social media into a witch hunt campaign against any black woman or any woman, period, that says something you don't like. Tiffany Henyard. First it was Tiffany Henyard. Then it was Fannie Willis. Last year it was Kamala Harris, and now it's Jasmine Crockett. Y'all mad at these women. But if these women was white, you wouldn't have a problem. No, scratch that from the record. If these women was white men, y'all wouldn't have no conversation. Why y'all criticize Jasmine Crockett when Jasmine Crockett is doing the same thing Trump is doing? Jasmine Crockett is doing the name calling and cat calling just as Trump, but yet y'all voted for Trump. That's why Jasmine Crockett it's not really appealing to me. She's not appealing to me because she's doing the same shit that Trump does, and her being a woman, and her being, it doesn't seem serious to me. It doesn't look serious to me for her trying to do what Trump is doing. The insult for insult. And I know I'm drawing ire from my female, from my lady supporters over my channel. That's why I said Jasmine Crockett is really a liability. Because all she is a black version of Trump. When it comes to the insults and using social media to do the raw foolishness. Okay. I might do a separate video on that. I might do a separate video on Jasmine Crockett, Fannie Willis, and Tiffany Henyard. See, I've been noticing the pattern, of this space, of this godforsaken space. Y'all do this whole ass shit. Y'all find a black woman, the dog pile on. It doesn't matter who she is or what she may have done, whether she's guilty or innocent. Y'all find a reason. Yet y'all will not go after a white person, though. We know you won't go after no white man doing the same exact shit as Jasmine Crockett when Donald Trump have done it. When y'all voted for Donald Trump. Kamala Harris is just as clueless as Donald Trump's first vice president, by the name of what's his name, Pence. She's just like Pence, just clueless. But because she's a black woman, oh, we're going to dogpile her. Tiffany Henyard, well, Tiffany Henyard is no better than the mayor of Toronto. Now, you want to know about the mayor of Toronto? He goes by the name of, I forgot his name, Ford. He was storing crack cocaine in the office. Oh, damn. He said, kill still alive. I thought HIV would have. Oof. Damn. Yo, man. Yo, man. Oof. Usually you find James Kills over on what's the name channel? Auntie's channel. What's the other channel? I'm trying to remember. Taylor channel. You might see him over there on what's that other channel? I'm trying to remember the other channel he's on. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Rob Ford. Yeah. Thank you. If Rob Ford, the mayor of Toronto, if he was a black woman, these niggas would be on it. See, Rob Ford and Tiffany Henyard are one and the same. The only difference is, well, there's only two differences, but the main difference is she's a black woman, which Rob Ford isn't. Rob Ford's a white man, or was a white man before he died. So, now I know some idiot is going to say, well, Big J, that's Toronto, and Toronto is in Canada. Of course, but guess what? Rob Ford made international news. Let me say it again. International news. Tiffany Henyard made international news as well. So I don't want to hear y'all say shit. You can't sit there. See, if Rob Ford was a black woman, you niggas would have dogpiled on her. And that's the way I hate about this space. You niggas ain't shit. Y'all, that's all y'all do. Y'all wait for a black woman to fuck up. So y'all can have these long 5-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour long live streams. These live streams here and there. The black, Tiffany Henyard is a Keisha. She's a Keisha and blah, 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 blah. She stole money. So did Rob Ford. And Tiffany Henyard used her job to get sex. So did Governor Cuomo in New York. But y'all ain't bringing that up, though. If Governor Cuomo of New York was a black woman, you niggas would dogpile his ass up and down these YouTube streets. This tells me, you niggas ain't really shit. Y'all don't stand for anything. Because y'all want to shade, blame, and explain, and then y'all don't want to fix anything. Y'all not trying to find, fix, and solve. You're not going to find the loss. You're not going to fix a problem. You're not going to solve the issue. S. You're not going to found. You're not going to find. You're not going to fix. And God damn it, you're not going to sit there and solve a motherfucking thing. And that's an FSS. Because y'all don't want to do no skills and resources. That's why I said we need a congressional. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Since Donald Trump said thank you, manosphere, well, guess what? That's why I said we need a congressional hearing after 2026, after 2028 election is over with, to investigate the manosphere. That's right. Fresh and Fit, Sidian, Tommy, Mr. Fantastic, Rollo Tomasi, Sandman, BGS, some of you MGTOW clowns all need to be gathered up for a congressional hearing, and we're going to, and that question needs to be asked: are you a hate group? That needs to happen after 2026. It needs to happen after 2028, because y'all are part of the problem of bullying and harassing women online. Some of us remember Gamergate. See, I was here during Gamergate. See, I used to disbelieve Nia Sarkeesian. I used to thought Nia Sarkeesian was full of shit until I saw how you niggas got on YouTube and went after the children of Kristen Karazan. Until I saw how some of you niggas went after and doxed Chrissy, a Syrian. I'm talking about you. How some of y'all went after the Fort Harriet, when the city went after Fort Harriet. When y'all went after Jenny McDermott and her husband. Like how some of you out here in the manosphere try to conspire to go after the Laughing Witch. I remember the Laughing Witch. How you got the Laughing Witch fired from her job. Do you want me to go back in time? MGTOW niggas, you MGTOW idiots who really got a problem with what I just said. Do you really want me to go down the list? Yes, we need a congressional hearing, not just in the United States Capitol. We need one in Austin. We need one in Colorado. We need one in Tennessee. We need one though in California. We need a legislative hearing in New York, Florida. Across every 50 state should have a legislative hearing about you clowns. And why Google and YouTube allow y'all to get away with it. And why the passport bros can whoop a woman's ass. How Google allows a man who whoops a woman's ass to still be on YouTube. When he did it on a video. But want to demonetize everybody else's shit. For talking about Palestine. Talking about some left-wing politics. This person cannot be on YouTube. We got to demonetize because he's too left-wing, or he's too black, or he's too this, that, and the third, or she's this, or she's that. Now I want you to say something before I continue. Just because I'm on the just because I'm talking about the black manosphere, don't make me let me say this again, does not mean that the black woman empowerment movement to get off the hook. Let me say this again. Just because you hear me talk about the black manosphere does not mean the black woman's empowerment movement. Does not mean the pink pill. It does not mean the fucking ass divestors are off the hook because I want them investigated too. Especially that woman in Dallas who said, I want black men to die. Yet you are a nurse. Talking about you are a nurse in Dallas, the Dallas Fort Worth area. You over here talking about you want black men to die, yet though you a fucking ass nurse. Don't let me bring that shit up. I'm talking to you BWE women. Don't let me break that. We need to have an investigation on that shit. And I know who you are because I see your ass on YouTube, on the YouTube panels talking shit. See, some of us remember what the bullshit you did in 2016 when you got Jared Haggerty fired from his job, along with Soviet, not Soviet Nelson, wrong name, with Simone 5'6". See, my memory is very, very long. And I'm for it. And that's why, nigga, that's why you that bitch ass nigga who's in that comment section talking about, well, Big J wants power. You goddamn right. I want power. So I can make things right again. Big J out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.